Whilst listening to a gardening phone-in programme on the radio yesterday morning, a caller asked for advice on pruning fruit trees. Explaining how to go about it, the expert remarked that it's surprising the amount of dead wood that one can shake out of a very good tree after a hard winter, and the necessity of pruning and cutting back branches in order to produce fruit. The gospel is telling us that it's amazing the amount of dead wood that can be found in a good life. In ways, our lives are no different from a garden. If we're to get the best out of them, they'll need caring, cultivation. We have to take the advice of Jesus, the master gardener, and rid ourselves of weeds and briars, which, if let go unchecked, will choke and destroy Christian growth. This means cutting away what's useless and nourishing what's good. The pruning Christ is talking about is a cleansing of the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. As a Christian, it's not easy to stay in good spiritual shape. Even the best of lives can benefit from a little pruning. The good fruit that we're expected to bear is love of our neighbour in word and deed. This is the test of our genuineness because it has the stamp of the love of Christ imprinted in it. How wrong it is to close our hearts and turn our backs on the people next door by gossiping about them, spreading scandal, running them into the ground and taking away their good name. There's nobody without fault, and even the best of people can be torn apart on their weaker side. The decision to live love has its price, and we should not minimise the difficulties involved. Barriers of hatred and prejudice cannot be broken down to make way for kindness and tolerance unless we're prepared to cure our speech by pruning our tongues. The practical love of our neighbour will more than make up for a multitude of our own sins. If Jesus is to have an effect on the world, it's through his followers, living in such a way that people will see the hand of God at work in the most ordinary situations in our lives. Christ is dependent on us being his hands and his voice, carrying the lamp of his redemption to others. The greatest contribution each one of us can make to the well-being of the church is to allow Christ's love to seep into our own lifeblood. If we live in Christ and he lives in us, the fruit we can bear is beyond imagining. It's an occasion to reflect on the depth of our personal, inward, enduring commitment to the gospel, because apart from Jesus, there can be no lasting growth. God demands a lot from his children and expecting them to make the church a vibrant community by living good and fruitful lives.